Following the partial lockdown in Khomas and Ironga regions to curb the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, many families now stay within their homes. Now, for some couples, the stress over COVID-19 can be quite overwhelming. We are now joined on the line by a local psychologist, Dr. Shaun Whitaker, to talk more about this. Good afternoon, Dr. Whitaker.
Good afternoon, Finland.
We find ourselves in a situation where obviously people are locked down. And it can be quite stressful. There is marital stress and quite a number of issues that come with living in one house, being together for the whole day, being bored. A lot of things are contributing to the situation. And even some are saying there is an increase to gender-based violence as a result of COVID-19. What can families do to each other during this time of the lockdown?
Yes, this is certainly a very difficult time for all Namibians. I think that people are obviously very scared, very anxious about what is going on. The biggest fear is the fear of losing one's life. And of course that goes with feeling extremely anxious. So one would expect, your symptoms of anxiety, for example, to increase and, people to be more depressed than usual. I'm sure that many people are, scared about losing their job or, losing their regular income. Some people, because of the lockdown, might be very lonely, especially those who live alone. I certainly hope that the country won't see an even bigger increase in the suicide rate. So it's extremely stressful. I think many families, perhaps, for the first time in a very long time, are living together, confined to the house for the next couple of weeks. I think that alone must be quite a challenge in terms of dealing with one another, 24 hours, and perhaps, learning to communicate for such long periods. So it must be extremely stressful for many families to be confined, not to be able to go out, and perhaps, getting to know each other as family members on a different level.
Dr. Whitaker, can you share with us, are there specific tips that married couples or just family members in general on how they should deal with this current lockdown in terms of their relationship, not forgetting about the children as well, because children are also affected by this lockdown because they so easily get bored?
Absolutely. I think it's a real challenge to keep the children busy. I'm sure that many of them are missing their friends from school, perhaps even missing their teachers. So I think it must be especially tough for children to be confined to the house, especially if you don't have a big yard where children could go out and play outside, run around. I don't even want to begin to think about people living in informal settlements, how extremely stressful that must be for families. So for children, yes, if you also consider special children, I really wonder how family members keep them busy. One would hope that this is a chance for family members to have fun activities together, play cards together, play snakes and ladders together, get the children away from the cell phone, perhaps get them into an exercise program, perhaps the family, and exercise together, read together, dance together. I've seen so many wonderful creative footage going around on WhatsApp, for example, in terms of what family members are doing inside. So it could be a real chance to sing together, to do interesting creative stuff together, and hopefully deal with their stress in that way. I certainly would like to encourage family members to keep some kind of structure in terms of keeping regular sleeping hours, regular meal times. I think it helps to not become depressed or not too anxious if you keep some kind of pattern, if you have some kind of daily routine. This is a wonderful opportunity to catch up on sleep, a wonderful opportunity to perhaps do exercise, to catch up on reading, and of course for family members to communicate, and perhaps a chance for renewal of relationships, for people to really speak to each other. Right. So hopefully that there could be, some silver lining to this real crisis of this pandemic.
All right. Dr. Shaun Whitaker, thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully a lot of Namibians have been listening to you to think about alternative ways of keeping themselves busy so we do not see an increase in gender-based violence crimes. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.